Yo guys, what's going on? And welcome to today's video. Now, today's videos I am amped for because it's about something that I've wanted to talk about for absolutely ages, and it's literally around the corner. So I'm here to talk to you guys about it. And of course, it's in the title, it's in your brain, it's in your mum's purse. It is the KSI versus Joe Weller fight boxing match. If you guys didn't know, yes, there is of course the KSI versus Joe Weller main event, but there are also 4 other fights sitting right underneath them. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through all of the fights, starting from the bottom all the way to the top, and by the end I'm going to talk to you guys about the KSI and Joe Weller fight. Now you're like, Cal, why the hell should I listen to you talk about this fight? Look at your skinny ass. I actually did do a bit of boxing with a lot of these guys, so I should be able to let you guys know whether they're good, whether they're crap, what their strengths, weaknesses are, and what we should be looking out for. And also, there may be some footage in here you haven't seen before. So what we'll do is we'll start at the first fight which is Yusuf versus exploring with Josh. Now, perfectly honest with you, never heard of these YouTubers before. Now, that's not me trying to be an asshole or me trying to be disrespectful by any means, but I genuinely just don't know these YouTubers. A lot of YouTubers these days, and it turns out these two are fighting, and I have no clue about them, so you guys give me an analysis in the comments, because as far as I'm aware, I don't know anything about this one. But that's not to worry, because the next fight we have is between 2 identical brothers. Yes, identical brothers. Liam and Jake Twinsane is what they're known by. And, well, do you know what? I think before I say anything, I think you guys should watch this video, and then we'll have a chat.
So let's do this then. Bring it on.
Someone needs to explain to me why there was Rocky soundtrack music over that footage. I have never felt so uncomfortable in my life than watching those few seconds right there. There was just something not right about it, okay? Maybe it was the bizarre pad work where it's clearly his brother on the pads as well. I mean, I just felt uncomfortable watching it. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, so wait a second. Let me just compare this just really quickly to the video that Joe Weller released. I mean, yeah, okay. So, like I said, these 2 brothers, what can we expect from this fight? Look, yeah, they said it would be an interesting fight, alright?
It's set to be a very interesting fight.
Now, if I'm perfectly honest with you guys, Liam, Jake, both quality guys, lovely guys, but there is very little interesting about this fight. You're identical brothers. You probably weigh the same, you have the same reach, you look the same. Literally, for all I know, they could raise Jake's hand and I'll be shouting, "Congratulations, Liam." I have no idea who's going to be winning this, yeah? Or, like, even after they've won. So I hope for your guys' sake, you've got names on your boxing shorts, because otherwise, I'm gonna struggle. So, yeah, for this fight, it's literally as 50-50 as it could ever be. Moving on up, we have got Gibbo, aka Anderson Gibb, versus MaxPlaysFIFA. Is he still called Max, or does it Max Plays? Anyways, that's irrelevant. What we want to talk about is Gibbo and Max. Now, you may have seen Gibbo before in a few of JJ's previous old videos. He was actually the very first person JJ sparred. Not the best footage. And again, go. That's it. And again. Oh! There it is. It's a good pun. 40 seconds. Now, of course, this was at the very beginning of both of their training, so they're both really not that great, and I can guarantee you, I can promise you that both fighters are now 10 times better. Gibbo is an absolute machine. He's like a rat. Fighting him is like a rat. I have sparred him countless of times, Fun fact, I was actually supposed to box on this card, but 2 of the opponents pulled out. So be it. Waffle, waffle. I'm talking about other fights now. So Gibbo is actually really, really good. I was really impressed with him. He could take a punch. And he's been training really hard, 2 hours of gym every day, boxing training. It's legit, man. These guys have agreed for Gibbo to get down to 82 kilograms. He was at the high 80s, 90s. So for him to drop that many kilos is massive from him. He's gone from looking like this to this. So you got to give him some sort of credit, all right? Now on the other side of the ring, we have got Max. Now Max, here's an interesting one. He started off really, really well. He was going along to a boxing gym, looking great. Everything was going great until a woman came into his life, should we say. And he decided, do you know what? I'm going to go back to Ireland and forget I have a fight in about 6 weeks and focus all my attention on her. What an idiotic move that was, because now he's had to come back and he's got about 2 weeks left, and now he's having to put in the training that should have been happening for the last couple months. So Max is going to be... he's going to struggle. He's really going to struggle going against Gib. Gib is just he's a rat boxer. That's the only way to describe it. He scraps people. Do you know what I mean? Like, he knows what he's doing, but he turns it into a scrap. He gets up close and personal, and if Max isn't used to that, he is going to have a horrible time. JJ and Gib have sparred loads. Like I said, Gib is a great sparring partner for JJ. So don't be surprised if you see Gib just run away with this. Second round, stoppage on Gib is my prediction personally. But with everything in boxing, everyone has a puncher's chance. Like literally, it could take one punch from Max and it's curtains for Gib. So we'll have to wait and see. But one interesting fact, that a weakness that Gib does have is, and this isn't me taking a dig, he'll happily say it, he's really struggling to breathe through his nose at the moment simply because of the amount of sparring that he's been doing. And so whether one, that'll cause him to gas out a little bit earlier, not being able to breathe properly, and 2, his nose is potentially fractured or broken. He can't actually get it checked out right now because there's a whole host of issues. So who knows, maybe Max can take advantage of that, get the ref to stop the fight based on the fact that his nose is broken. Don't know. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. The final of the undercard. We have got Mike Fox, a former Rebel FC player, going up against your favorite Strip FIFA king, Joel, aka JMX. Now, this is really interesting. Mike Fox decided not to train at all until about 3 weeks ago, where he messaged, I think it was myself, and asked who the hell should train me for this fight. Not gonna lie, Mike, you left it a little bit late, buddy. Mike is extremely unfit. I've sparred against him in his first spar, which is slightly unfair because I'd been doing it for a while. And he just can't really take punches. He sort of just cowers away a little bit like how you saw JJ in his very first spar. I really want Mike to get better. I would love to see him actually put on a show because there is a weakness in Joel. Let's try and ignore the fact that Joel is 15 kilograms heavier. He has about 7-8 inches height on him. He is literally so much taller than Mike. I don't even know why Mike agreed to this fight in the first place. It was just so stupid. Anyways, he has, and we're here now. But what Joel does, you might have seen actually, is in one of the videos, Joel dislocates his shoulder. I was sparring him, and literally the clip I'm about to show you is the first 15-20 seconds of the spar. Here's him dislocating his shoulder. So as you can see, it literally just popped out as I had him against the cage. And you know what? That's really, really dangerous signs. He was told not to fight on this shoulder, but the madman is going to do it. There are fighters past who have fought with dislocated shoulders and actually won, but I wouldn't recommend it, and Joel certainly ain't made of that stuff to be able to go and do it. He's not a professional boxer. He's an entertainment boxer, I suppose. So if Mike can exploit that somehow and miss the big punches from Joel, then he might win, but who knows? I mean, it is his jabbing arm as well, so I don't think you'll be seeing a lot of jabs from Joel, which is pretty much how you win as a tall person. Well, you know, is a strategy to win as a tall person who has the reach advantage. Oh, it's such a big one, like literally. Like, when these two stand next to each other, you're gonna be like, yeah, all right, this was totally a fair fight. So yeah, anyways, moving on, I see Joel winning that, unless, of course, the shoulder gets dislocated, which could very well happen. It would just have to be some dirty boxing from Mike to make it happen. Now that those undercards are talked about, before we get onto the main event, where I'll just give you guys some insider info, what I want to say pretty much is that those 4 fights, do not expect a high quality of boxing. I think Gib is probably the best boxer out of that bunch. Again, to be fair, I don't know about Yusuf and Josh, so you know I apologize for that. But Gib was probably the best one there. All the fights are going to be relatively scrappy. Everyone's going to have terrible cardio. It's not going to look good. But what I would urge you guys to do is don't go in there thinking that it's going to be amazing boxing. Accept it for what it is. You've got YouTubers stepping in the ring, trying to make something entertaining, and I hope you guys can appreciate that. And I think they would too as well, because it's actually really, really tough. Like, it's so much harder than whatever you guys imagine. And you know, I think it would just be really sick if everyone could just enjoy, even if it means laughing and, you know, making memes of it. That's what it's all about. But just keep that in mind. Anyways, enough of the waffle. Let's get to the main events. I'm gassed. February 3rd, KSI versus Joe Weller. It's what everybody is talking about right now. Everyone's going to be watching. I'm going to be there at the fight, ringside, not getting punched in the face. And I cannot wait for this fight. I have so much stuff I want to chat to you guys about. Let's get it. So let's talk about some footage that we do know that we have seen previously, maybe from the earlier days. Obviously, JJ uploaded his first ever spar versus Gib. You saw a little clip of that. I'll roll a different section of it now.
That's better. Now you give it there, you go. Now you give it something back. That's it.
And as you can see, it's really not great. It doesn't look good for JJ. And I just want to stress that this was so long ago that he is really much, much better than that. And I can honestly testify that. You guys will obviously see in the fight that he is much better than that. And besides that, though, we really didn't see much from JJ. The early footage wasn't promising at all. He has mentioned multiple times across all social medias that he's worked on a body transformation. You guys will see that depending on when this video goes up. There will have been a video that he's released. Actually, by the time this video goes up, there will be one, and his body transformation is actually really, really impressive. So credit to him for that. But then we also had a leaked video come out very recently, and some of you will have seen it. A lot of you won't have seen it, but I want to show you guys. And this is JJ genuinely knocking out a sparring partner late into the sparring. It was very late. It was really towards the end, and you can see that he's absolutely knackered. This is him knocking out a sparring guy.
Yes, lovely. Oh, you know.
Like, that is him out cold. He is gone. He is absolutely done. But one thing that was sort of worrying for me looking at that footage was the fact, obviously it's towards the end, so he is tired, but his hands were down by his side. It wasn't great. And, you know, fair play, we now know JJ does have knockout power. A lot of people do say that you can't knock people out with head guards, blah, blah, blah. That is complete BS. It's honestly, you can get knocked out with a head guard on. You know, okay, it'll take a little bit more power, but it can happen. It has happened. So, you know, don't write that out. This fight, they are wearing head guards, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Now, let's talk a little bit about Joe. His early fight, we obviously saw the Theo stuff. Theo, no offense to him, obviously, great guy, but he wasn't a great opponent. But they both had no training, so it's pretty scrappy. Again, very similar sort of early footage stuff.
Keeping them hands up, he needs to protect himself. He doesn't look like a natural boxer, but he's got the reach advantage. He's swinging like a grandma swings a handbag.
And to be fair, Joe Weller was just sort of all over him, as you would expect, but he obviously wasn't that great in that video either. So it's fair to say both of their early beginning wasn't great. But fortunately for everyone watching, they've all trained, right? They've all practiced. They've all been working hard on their cardio, stamina. Everything's going to be better. So yeah, moving on from that, Joe Weller obviously released a video called See You Soon across all of his social medias, and that was really impressive. A lot of people mentioned that it was sped up. I personally don't think it was sped up. I genuinely think that is his speed, but what we do have to remember is that this footage is also 5-second like promotional clips, I suppose, if you will. So it's not like he's gonna try and be slow. You know, he's going 100% like that. But from what I saw, I was really impressed. He looks to be in quality shape. He's clearly been bulking up, putting on the weight. That was obviously an important part. He was much lighter than JJ. JJ obviously cutting weight, Joe Weller bulking on the weight, and I would expect to see them at similar sort of weight. I believe there wasn't a weight to be agreed on or anything, as far as I'm aware, but I think you'll see a similar weight come the weigh-in. What else? Both their demeanors actually. JJ a lot more well outspoken, saying, very confident. Some people would say cocky. Just really going out there. In fact, here's a little clip from the Sidemen podcast where, well, here you go.
He's just not.
You realise if he comes out and just bangs you out, then this podcast is
the most embarrassing podcast ever.
He won't. I will literally slap him up. It's over for him. It's over for him.
So you can see he is 100% convinced it is going down. It is going down. Whereas Joe Weller, a lot more calm, collected. Look, he just seemed to be a lot more self-reflecting in the fight and how he sees it going, which was really interesting. So both going in really differently. I'm excited to see in the press conference how these two just go at each other potentially, or maybe they just don't go at each other. Maybe they're just both in the zone and they don't even think about it. How do I see this fight going? Obviously, I've trained a bit with JJ. I sparred him much earlier on, but I've also watched a lot of his spars. I would say JJ might take a little bit to get into it. It could take 2-3 rounds to properly get involved. So I actually expect Joe Weller to come out and win the first 2 rounds. That should be really interesting. Another thing to keep in mind, and I know a lot of people might think this sounds silly, but if you're putting on a lot of weight and a lot of muscle as well, it's heavy. Holding your hands up there is tiring, and it might sound silly. It's like, oh well, Cal, look, I could do this for 20 minutes. It's like, yeah, but you're throwing punches, you're getting punched, all that sort of stuff. So it's tiring. So you might actually see Joe Weller slow up pretty dramatically towards the end. Obviously, he's worked on his cardio, and people will say, oh, JJ will be more unfit. But it wouldn't surprise me if you actually saw a bit of a reverse in what most people were thinking, and the fact that Joe Weller is slowing up towards the end, and maybe JJ finding his footing a little bit better. But at the same time, it is going to be an all-out war. A lot of people want to know, do I think there'll be a knockout? All I'll say is I think that they're both capable of knocking each other out. I think they both have the power to do it. We've seen JJ do it to one guy. Admittedly, he wasn't wearing a head guard, but still, it shows he has the power there still, despite cutting weight. Joe Weller has the power as well. I mean, look, he's really muscular. Everyone's known that's what he's known for, sort of on YouTube. He's very well trained, and he's got the speed as well. So it just all depends on how they're both going to approach this fight. Who's going to dig deeper? I can guarantee you there will be blood. That is an absolute fact. These guys are going to go at it. It is going to all be left in there. That is for sure. I mean, one thing that people kept asking is the beef real? I see so many people like, oh, they're just milking this for the money, for the viewers, whatever the hell people are waffling about. Knowing both of them, this is absolutely not fake. And I know you're thinking, well, Cal, of course you're going to say that. You're just a friend. Well, take it or leave it for what you want. But these two guys genuinely have an issue with each other. Whether this is like one of those things where they're going to box it out, and then it'll be one of those things like, look, we both respect each other for really just going all out and putting it in the ring. And who knows, maybe they'll make amends afterwards. But for me, from what I know, this is serious. This is real. There's no BS around it, and I hope people really do see that. So that really sums up all I have to say about these fights. I can quickly run through my predictions. Against the first fight between Yusuf and Josh, I really can't say anything. The twins saying, bloody hell, man, I'm just whatever. Going on to Gibbo and Max, I would see Gibbo winning that. Max maybe has the Irish luck with him, but that's about it. In the next fight, Joel to win, unless somehow Mike managed to dirty box his way in and get Joel to dislocate his shoulder. Not that I would wish that upon him, but hey ho, it happens, so that could happen. And then in the main fight, I know you guys are going to kill me for this, but I really cannot decide. And I think anyone who has gone on Twitter, gone on anything and said this person will win is just bananas, because you don't know who's going to win. Joe, obviously, I haven't been watching his spars. JJ, I've seen his spars, really impressive. His body transformation, obviously, just as impressive as well. But Joe, in his promo video, looked really good, looked really strong. Footwork looked good. Everything looked really good. So this is going to be epic. All right, it's going to be sick. I am buzzing. I hope you guys are buzzing too, because if you're not buzzing, then you're missing out. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys appreciate the video. If you have any of your own thoughts, I would love to hear those in the comments. Please let me know. Please let me know who you think is going to win as well in all of them. One thing I'd really appreciate is you guys showing love and support to the undercards and just having fun with it. Enjoy it. It's there for entertainment, you know. We know the undercards aren't going to be great boxing. We know it's going to be a bit of a laugh, but I hope you guys can take it in that spirit as well and just have a good time with it. Because at the end of the day, everyone's just coming in for a boxing event to put on a show. At the end of the day, it's for you guys, and I'm absolutely buzzing to watch it. You guys will see me giggling away, smiling away at the side of the ring. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. Yeah? Anyways, in a bit, guys. Bye-bye. Boom! It's a wrap.